Hey, this is Chugg, and in this video we're going to be looking at dodging. Now, this is an area that I'm underdeveloped in at the moment, but over the past few days I've come to realize what it means to have good dodging, and that is to have intent behind every movement input. We'll see what I mean as we break down these clips. So the first is Garpy, demonstrating what I consider to be the most basic, fundamental, good dodging technique. This is played at half speed. Alright, so let's just revise what happened. Visor was knocked down to time shards in a very exposed open place. Nix had the opportunity to fire 3 rockets and hit no damage. So this could be said that the Nix screwed up, was too impatient with the rockets, and was his fault, or her fault. But it's important to look at what Garpy does to minimize the chance of getting hit, because if it was me, I'd most likely be dead. Alright, so the first rocket is roughly here. In this position, immediate safety for Garpy is the nail gun room. Both players recognize this, and this is why Nix fires the first rocket at this area, because a player's instinct is to run towards safety. Garpy knows or feels out that, hey, this rocket will land before I can get there, so I can't actually commit, which is good. Now the second rocket is the interesting one. Just pay attention to Garpy's strafe movements over the next second. Alright. So he moves out to the left. That's residual from trying to dodge this splash damage. But he's going to move right towards the impact zone that he's trying to bait for a very small amount of time and then dodge to the left. Just watch carefully. Okay. So why is this good? What are the components? There are 2. First, the timing of when he's dodging is very good. It's at the moment that Nix is making a decision as to when to fire the rocket, is looking to fire the rocket. Because if you dodge when the rocket has just been fired or is on cooldown, you're wasting movement potential, space to escape, etc. If it's mistimed, it's deadly. The second component that's really interesting is the length of the strafe towards the impact zone that baits the shot is so short. It's just a slight wiggle and to the left. That's enough to convince the Nix that, hey, the rocket is going to go over there. So combining these 2 things is what makes this dodge really good. Okay? And that's what the fundamental dodge should be, is to minimize the time that you're feinting and to time it at the right moment as to when the opponent's making a decision. So next we're going to look at Rafa, and we're just going to look at this full speed and then review.
They're both bridge. I'm on Doom at quad. He can die. He's dead.
Okay. So that might look like an ordinary fight, and it's just fortunate that Rafa escaped. But if you watch at 0.25 speed, you'll see the amount of the advantage that he gets with just his strafe movements to minimize damage. This is not a perfect fight. He is coming in pretty stacked as Visor. We don't know if the Doom guy is weakened. The Doom guy happens to hit a direct when maybe he doesn't get fooled by one of the dodges. This has just occurred over the past few days, so this is not the example. This is just an example, okay? So just try to read the intent. Well, actually, see that you can read the intent with every single strafe input that Rafa does in this exchange that lasts a second and a half.
They're both bridge. I'm on Doom at quad.
Then he switches to LG, and it's no longer a matter of dodging rockets. So I hope that you can appreciate the complexity and the detail in these strafe inputs. Now Rafa is not really thinking about this. He's like, okay, well, I want to dodge to the right. I want to sort of feint back and go forward, which is really good. But the subtle control of the strafe inputs and the timing is muscle memory to him at this point, and this is what I want to try and attain. This is this is what I consider to be perfect. Now he can die here, let's say 40% of the time if Venom plays differently, if he times his rockets better, if he's anticipating some of the dodges. Yeah, he can die. Rafa can die in this situation, but the skill and use of movement key presses to give him more of an advantage to dodge this damage is what I want to look at. Alright, so I hope that this is helpful. Both of these clips will be in the description if you want to look at them yourself. And yeah, see you later.